Oh, crap. Crap. Zombies. 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 Yep. Should have listened to my own advice. Definitely make sure you clear out the zombies around you before you start fishing. Oh, and there we go. We just got salvage. That is that big out of... Huh. All right, and welcome back, guys. In this video, we're going to be talking about the brand new fishing feature in Outbreak. We're going to cover what loot you can get, when you should use this feature, and how to make the absolute most out of this new feature. But before we get into that, if you're new here and want to sub, I would greatly appreciate that. We're going to have tons of other zombies content like this, so if you want to be informed on anything happening in Cold War Zombies, definitely make sure you sub to the channel. And on top of that, I got to give a huge thanks to everyone who's going to leave a like, comment, and watch this video in its entirety. All three of those things help me and my channel out massively. All right, so starting off, this feature is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to be fishing in Outbreak. To be able to find it, obviously, you're going to want to locate water around the map. And yes, you are able to fish on every single Outbreak map, including Ruka and Alpine. I'll show you the locations on those maps towards the end of the video. So once you get near a body of water, you are going to want to look for this icon on your map. It's going to be a little fishing rod, and you're going to see kind of this zombie slash, dead person holding this fishing rod. And once you go up to it, you're going to be able to interact with it. And, you're just going to casually take the rod out of the dead man's hand, and it's going to put you in this little animation. You're going to see a little bobber in the water, and now you're just going to sit and wait for the bobber to go underneath the water. Once it does, wait for it. Once it goes underwater, you're going to want to click your interact button, and you're going to get some randomized loot. Something to note about this is zombies are able to hit you while you're doing this. You are not invincible, and it is kind of hard to get out of this animation. So you definitely want to make sure you kill all of the zombies around you before you attempt doing this. You also only get 3 or 4 attempts at doing this with each individual rod you find. So after we try to fish from this area 3 or 4 times, the rod's going to break, and you're going to have to find a different location. And if you interact with the rod too early, this is going to count as one of your uses. So as you can see here, we just pulled it up without even doing anything, and it still broke the rod regardless. So kind of make sure you're waiting a little bit long enough to make sure you're actually getting some loot. Now let's talk about the different types of loot you can get from fishing. The most common thing you're going to see is kind of small items like ammo, grenades, salvage, and stuff like that. However, you're also able to get armor, perks, ammo mods, and even wonder weapons like the ray gun. And you're also able to get a boot like this, and when you do get the boot, be careful because that boot is actually a mimic. So yes, you are able to fish a mimic out of the water. I don't know if mimics don't drown or how mimics are able to just, survive underwater like that, but it is definitely something they can do. So be careful. If you ever see a boot pop up, get ready because you're about to have to fight a mimic. So now we're on Ruka, and I find fishing on this map hilarious. So if you look at this, this is a very little tiny river, and it's like, this deep. This is how deep this is. But watch, we're able to just, put a reel in here where, the bobber itself is bigger than the depth of this water. But hey, look what we're about to pull up. If we wait for it to go down and bob, wait a second, any moment now, pull it up. Oh, look at that. There was a mimic in the size of a boot in this river that was, that thick. Oh, and there we go. We just got salvage. That is that big out of... But in all seriousness, I think the reason for this is they wanted to have fishing on every single map, maybe because it might be a future Easter egg step or something like that. So they kind of forced in and allow you to fish on every single map, even if it doesn't make, any sense whatsoever. Oh, crap. Crap. Zombies. 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 Yep. Should have listened to my own advice. Definitely make sure you clear out the zombies around you before you start fishing. But let's talk about the real use case for this. So yeah, you are able to get perks and wonder weapons from fishing, but it's such a rare occurrence that I really don't think it's worth doing. You shouldn't start your game off being like, all right, let's get a free perk, or let's get the ray gun. Let's go fishing and set out to go fishing with that mindset, because it is probably one of the least efficient ways to get the ray gun in Outbreak. There's so many other ways that are way quicker, way more efficient. Dude, we just got an ether tool? I have never seen that. Holy crap, dude. We just got an ether tool from fishing. That's news to me. I didn't even know that was possible before I started making this guide. But yeah, ether tool's also in here. But yeah, don't expect to get something this useful that often. I've been recording this video for probably an hour and a half now, doing a lot of different fishing, and this is the rarest item I have got. I have yet to get a perk or a wonder weapon in this set of testing, but yeah, the ether tool is something else you were able to get from fishing, I guess. So if fishing isn't the ideal way about getting the ray gun, what is fishing really useful for? I think the best use case of fishing is getting armor. You get armor quite often from fishing, and you can do this on round 1. So instead of waiting for a zombie to drop armor, sometimes I load into Outbreak, start fishing just so I can go ahead, get that armor, and use my salvage on something else. Armor is very nice to have in round 1, and it can definitely save your butt. And that's really the only thing I can think of fishing really being useful for. Maybe if you got a teammate that's doing something around the map and you've got a little bit of time to kill, maybe they're AFK or something like that. It's a fun little mini game. But other than armor and kind of wasting time, this isn't really that big of a feature, which really makes me wonder why they added this in. When I first saw this in the patch notes, I assumed it had something to do with the Easter egg. That, yeah, this was going to be a pretty big Easter egg step, and then they just added the rest of it into Outbreak to use, even when you're not doing the Easter egg. But the Easter egg's been solved, and it has nothing to do with fishing. So this seems just kind of like a random feature to add in out of nowhere. It doesn't seem to have a whole lot of benefits, and it's just kind of something random. And I feel like the time put into developing this might have been more useful somewhere else. But maybe they have plans of using this in the second Outbreak Easter egg or something like that. I honestly don't know. Oh, and look at that. We just got an ammo mod. We got Napalm Burst from fishing. There's even a fishing location on Alpine. It's in the lake right here, and they kind of carved a hole into the water to allow you to put your fishing pole in it. And the fact that they've kind of forced a fishing location on every single map makes me think that this might actually be an Easter egg step for the second Outbreak Easter egg. I think it'd also be cool if they added intel locations that you could only get from fishing. Kind of give people a reason to go out of their way, find different fishing locations to be able to get that intel. So yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the new fishing mechanic. What do you guys think about this new mechanic? Is it kind of weird they added it, kind of useless? Do you like it? Is it a nice kind of small touch to Outbreak? To me, it's cool. I'm glad it's here, but I just think it's a little bit more of a useless feature. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. I want to take the last moment at the end of the video here to give a huge thanks to everyone who's became a YouTube member and a Twitch subscriber. And I want to give a huge extra special thanks to everyone who's taken it a step above and beyond. We've got the man, the myth, the legend, Cryptic, the absolute boss, Shadow King, the madman, Buckley himself, the man whose name should be really easy to pronounce, Yamasta, the man who needs no introduction, Hunter. And then we've got Chef, aka Classified, aka Chief. All of these people have taken a step above and beyond and became an Unlock++ member on YouTube. Thank you guys so much, true homies. I want to take the last moment